Hi, we're Nick and Tyler, and we live in a van. So we made it to Myrtle Beach. This is actually a little bit further north. Myrtle Beach is like this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Like kind of this whole peninsula. But anyways, it's really nice. There's probably 3 or 4 people, 6 people in total on this beach.
Probably because it's a little bit chilly and it's like rainy today.
But
so
it's nice. Like,
this is a nice beach.
the beach is not bad at all. The sand is really nice. The water is not too cold.
Obviously, this is like, we're not here on spring break and we're not here like these really crazy times, and I'm sure it gets so packed and people are like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Totally valid. For where we are right now, I get it. There's also all of these freaking dead jellyfish everywhere. I feel like by this point we're basically just trying to see any beach that we can on the East Coast, which is pretty fun. But today was really cold. The sun's actually out. I just woke up from a couple-hour nap. We've just kind of been here all day. It's a Saturday, so we have nothing going on. I've already worked. Like, I worked the last week, so there's nothing really happening. And almost nobody's on the beach right now. Right next to this pier that's closed. And we happen to get here the first day that they start requiring you to pay for parking. So, classic. But it's beautiful. We're happy to be here. We're at a cute little ice cream shop. It's like a couple minutes from the beach, and we decided to share some ice cream. What do you think, Nick?
It's really yummy. This place has 5 stars with like 130 reviews, which is pretty good, but I think it's pretty hard to mess up ice cream.
Day number 2 at Holden Beach, North Carolina, and it's a completely different vibe. Nick was just talking about how different it is.
Yesterday was kind of scary. There was black/gray clouds everywhere. It was really windy, and when you went on the beach, it tried to attack you because the sand was blowing against your legs, and it felt like you were dying.
Yeah. Today, sunny, no wind, kind of magical.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
As you can see, the waves are not absolutely terrifying today, and there's definitely a lot more people. Still not as crazy as like a California beach, but
yeah. Or that other place that we were in, Cape Canaveral, was crazy.
Oh yeah, that was also insane. Here it's not too bad. Beautiful beach. Sand is nice. Waves look decent, that Nick might be able to have some fun. Nothing too crazy. All right, after spending all day on the beach, we're out where we're staying at tonight, which is very close to where we were staying the last couple nights, except we're staying at a like horse sanctuary basically. And so they just have like these little ponies everywhere, and it basically feels like we are like in a completely different place than we were all day today, because we were just like on the beach, super chill, and now we're like surrounded by trees everywhere. There's like literally horse pastures. It's so different.
We like it. It's been really fun. It's cool how like we're literally, the guy was telling me we're like a half a mile from the beach.
From the Atlantic
So if we
Ocean.
were just to walk straight, we would run into the intercoastal waterway, and then the island is on the other side of that.
Which is where we were like all day today and yesterday.
We're so close.
It's just so weird and so fun. There they all are, ignoring us.
Eating the hay.
Hi, beautiful.
Hey, buddy.
Come here. So they have all of these different little things that you can go into. So this is the saloon. They had a jail over there that we already walked in. Obviously this looks a little bit different when it's daytime and like other people are in here. But for us, like if we wanted to buy anything, we could just leave some money there, and they just have little snacks and stuff. Wild Horse Chapel. Oh, cute. This is their little store. They have a little price list right here to tell you how much everything is. Nick's sister loves horses.
Loves horses.
She would love this place. Look at our cute little van. So
we never
cute.
take pictures of our cute little van.
We don't take pictures of our cute little van very often. Also, I don't think that we've updated you guys, but while my mom and aunt were with us while we were in Florida, we may or may not have taken the wrap off of our hood. Fun fact, we did. Tell them why, Nick.
Because it was ugly.
We didn't actually ever really like it, and they gave it to us with a wrap on it. So now we're happy that it no longer has a wrap. Day number 3 at Holden Beach. Where we stayed the night last night was really great. Got a little chilly, so I cuddled into Nick quite a bit. And we're back at the beach. I have some work meetings and stuff, so Nick's probably gonna practice on the beach while I do some interviews and things like that. But we figured we would walk along the beach for a few minutes before we have to set up Starlink, and I actually have to get into the nitty-gritty of work. I've already started doing stuff when we were at the horse sanctuary. Oh, it's nice to have sunshine right in the morning.
Yeah.
And touch sand.
Sand. Greetings from Raleigh, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
We've been here for
A
day and a half, day-ish.
Yeah.
And we just went shopping this morning.
I got a new outfit.
Tyler got a cute new outfit. And we are now at this state park. Do you know what it's called?
And it was free.
Yeah, it's like totally free. So we came in. Tyler has a work meeting she's got to do. And
we're walking to a little
we're
lake.
walking to
that's
this
just
cute
like-
little lake.
I think I can see it from here already.
It's just down there somewhere.
It's so pretty here, you guys. I know my dad watches these, but I don't know if he'll make it this far in the video because he usually tunes us out after a while. But Dad, you would love the Carolinas.
Yeah, Bill, look at the Carolinas. Look how pretty they are.
Dad, you could come here right now and get away and just read your book here for hours.
And it's
your
free.
dream. Oh yeah, it's totally free here. I think we already said that, but it's still so exciting. Guys, look, we made it. It's so pretty. There's people fishing here. We just saw a dude running by. It's so peaceful. So we're right in between Raleigh and Durham. One of my college friends, she goes to Duke University now. And so we're going to see her tonight. We're gonna get dinner with her and her husband.
We're
which
gonna
will
have Thai food.
yeah, we're really excited. It'll be so fun. But this is just like a nice little spot to hang out for the day.
Little
I'll be
oasis.
working and Nick is going to try and fly a
I'm gonna
drone.
teach myself how to fly the drone.
My aunt, when she came out to visit, she left us a drone for Nick to try out. And if he really likes it, then we may upgrade and buy a more expensive one.
So we can have some really, so it'd be cool to have a drone so we can get some scenic shots of this.
Yeah.
But I have to learn how to not put it in the water first.
Okay, so we are still in North Carolina, but we're leaving right now to head to Virginia. So last night we saw some of my friends from college. It was so fun. We probably stayed up a little too late talking to them. They had to be up really early. They had to be up at like 6 a.m. We ended up just staying outside their apartment, which was really nice that we didn't have to like try and find somewhere to sleep. And they let us like use their bathroom this morning, and like just really convenient when you actually know people along the way. It makes life really nice.
No, North and South Carolina I think are very similar. So we've spent some time in South Carolina and I feel like it's pretty much the same as North Carolina. They're both really nice and we both really like them, but yeah, I don't know if there's anything like super different. We went to, they brought us dinner, and we had dinner at Duke University on their like gardens, which was really cool.
So pretty. They have like, they just planted tulips, and so it was beautiful.
So yeah, that was really cool. But I mean, like North and South Carolina, I think are very similar to each other. Yeah, I don't know if we like it. I don't have anything negative or inherently crazy great about it.
Just outside Richmond. We're hungry, and I've been craving pizza for the last couple days, so we're coming to this restaurant.
It's been like the past couple weeks, she's wanted pizza.
That is probably true. But yeah, so we are here. We're at like this tiny little town just outside Richmond. I just literally looked up pizza places with like good reviews, and this one was like the closest to us, so I brought us here. A little bit nervous just because it's like a really tiny town. And there's not a lot here, so we'll hope for the best. All right, so we got this bruschetta, and it was so yummy. They had like so many pieces of bread, and this was just filled with like mozzarella and tomatoes. So yummy. This is the pizza that they just brought out. Nick just had his first bite. What are your thoughts? We just got like a classic margarita pizza, nothing super crazy or intense. The bruschetta was way yummier than I thought it was going to be. Very, very good.
It's pretty yummy.
So we're at the battlefield in Petersburg right now, and so we just watched like a little video, and they have different like areas that you can wander around. So they have like this little museum area to like learn more, as well as outside they have like different areas that you can go walk to and wander to. So one of which is just like the battleground, where they have like all of these like different cannons and things like that. So you can kind of see it from here. We're gonna be walking out that way, and you can see different cannons and all of that kind of stuff. And then they have another like drive that you can go on and see a bunch more. So it's been really interesting. Since being on the East Coast, I've realized how little history I like fully remember about the US, just because I grew up in southern Utah, and so everything that I learned like was cool, but it was also like really far away from me, so it like didn't feel like it was just so far. Like even if we wanted to drive home right now, it would take like 36 hours because like we're just really far. And so the thought of ever like going to these places or like experiencing or like really understanding like where they were at just like seemed so bizarre to me. And so I tried to learn, but I think I like blocked some of it out or just like forgot some of it. So it's been really interesting being on the East Coast, relearning a lot of it. And like even this one is really interesting. Like one of the biggest battles was literally over Richmond, and a huge part of that was Petersburg, where we currently are. So if it wasn't for Petersburg and the Battle of Petersburg, they may not have ever taken Richmond. All because here in Petersburg there was like 4 different train like routes and like a few different roads, and so if it wasn't for Petersburg, they wouldn't have gotten like food and all the supplies that they needed to Richmond. And so when this fell, Richmond also fell. So it's like a whole thing. And I think I like somewhat knew that, but I just, it's crazy how much you think you know, and then you realize you don't know until you come to these places and you're like watching a video about it, or you're like wandering around and you're like, oh, so I know nothing. And maybe some of you out there have a way better memory than I do, and if so, kudos to you. I learned that I kind of forgot all of this history, so it's been really interesting being back here.
Petersburg battlefield, and down here on this little trail, it goes down to what they call, or they used to have called the Dictator, which was like a huge cannon that they used for defending their spot. So here's a little bit of the things that they had. Powder magazine. And then over here is the Dictator. It was 17,000, this is a replica, but 17,000 pounds, and it would fire a 225-pound mortar shell about 2.5 miles. Pretty crazy. This thing is huge. The dictator was actually used to fire on Petersburg as an offensive weapon.
Okay, so Nick went on a little walk and I tried to do some work stuff, and our Starlink is being really dumb. So we had a whole like 30 minutes trying to make it work. Finally reached out to support and they were like, oh, it just shows that your cable's bad, so we're gonna send you a new cable.
And a new modem.
The only issue is it's being sent to Utah and we are in Virginia. So fun.
Woo.
So excited to see what we're gonna do with that. Anyways, so part of van life is you just have to roll with the punches. So we decided to just roll up Starlink and continue on our way. So what are we doing?
Right now we are checking out the other half. They have a road tour at this spot. So we took the road tour and there's like eight spots that you can go check out. So we're at spot number Trace 3. And so they have these recreated, they're not ruins, but like recreated things,
like
so you can kind of see how they did it.
Houses and all that stuff. So we're gonna kind of wander around, see what's up, and try not to think about the fact that Starlink sucks. Here's the little cabin. Nick wants to move in.
It's quite cozy. I would live here.
There's a bunch of bugs. I just got hit in the face by a giant beetle and it scared me.
She screamed like a girl.
I am a girl, just to clarify.
Oh, I picked it up.
Let's see it again.
It's drilled into the wood.
Oh, disappointing. He found a cannon. This is what it looks like.
Similar to how it looked.
I feel like one of the bizarre things about being here is, like, I've never been to war, I've never been in war, but like being here, I'm like, wow, people like literally died and like fought to like, for what they believed in, which is like pretty crazy to think about. Here, in this spot.
We don't take enough videos or pictures in front of the van, so we are trying to be better.
We took the wrap off, but now it looks really gross on the hood, so.
Because Ty was a little bit too impatient. She got her dirty fingers all over the wrap. So there's this spot that goes just right to the crater, and there's this spot that goes to the crater via the tunnel.
What is the crater, Nick? Tell them a little bit of history.
Basically what happened was, I think it was General Grant at the time. General Grant decided he wanted to surprise the Confederate troops, and they decided to tunnel their way under their stronghold and put 8,000 pounds of gunpowder and explosives underneath, and then they blew it at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and that's what created the crater. And so now we're going to go through the tunnel to see the big hole in the ground that the crater made.
Yeah, and they ended up having like a huge battle here. It was so sad. They were like, so this was in the video that we watched, and they were like, yeah, and people would get shot and they would just get like, they would just roll down the freaking like crater because it was so steep, and so like there was just piles of bodies. So even if someone was just injured, they were just like stuck under all these dead dudes.
It was a very sad time. Dug into this mine shaft. I don't know if you can see the little mural there. They dug into the mine shaft and then they retreated and blew it. And we read on the little plaque that it was a offhand suggestion that they should dig in.
One of the old mine workers.
They're like, hey, maybe we should just like dig into the mine and just blow up the mine. And then that's what they did.
It didn't turn out very well for the Union. All right, folks, this is the crater. The crater that stopped the Union soldiers and was like, oh frick, what did we do? This was the crater that killed just over 200 Confederate soldiers just by the explosion. Yeah, a lot happened at this battle, and if you do research, I'm sure you'll find a lot more than we actually know. We made it to the man himself. Guys, we found more cherry blossoms. The National Mall. You can see the Capitol building behind me. walking towards, we found